Hi, today I'm going to walk you through how to access and navigate our district's digital databases. And here we're starting right here on our library Schoology page. So grade 8 is what I have pulled up. The same material is available on both 6th and 7th as well. Right here, we're going to scroll down on the page until we get to nisd.net/library. That's actually the URL you could use, but you can also click here. And by the way, you can access this on the library catalog as well. So anytime you have access to the catalog, I'll show you this really fast. You could click right here, and this is the secondary digital resources. It will take you to the same exact spot. So nisd.net/library, that's where we're going to click right now. And you have several different things you could do, but we want to go to the secondary digital resources. We'll click there and open up. Now, a lot of us are off campus or we will be working off campus at some point in time. So you are going to need passwords. Please pay attention to this part up here because otherwise you're going to be really frustrated. You won't be able to reach everything. So step one, students log into NISD SSO. That really is just the fancy way of saying log into your Gmail, guys. You log into Portal, open your Gmail, and you will have that already done. So step two, you return to this page, and then you click here, and it will open up the passwords for you. Now, guys, we have so many things available to us. It's almost too much, really. You're looking at that and going, there's a lot. Where do I start? Well, anytime you're starting a research project, you need to define your project. You need to have that definition and know where you're going. And a great spot for that will be right here in Britannica School Middle. So when we click here, we could type in what we want to search for. Let's say today I'm going to get really specific. And I want to learn more about miniature schnauzers. I actually have one of these. She's not nearly as pretty as this one, but wow. So I could type in miniature schnauzer and I could read more about that. But best of all, I would have that immediate definition that I need for starting off my project. Okay. Now, once you're in here, you have access to printing, but we aren't really going to be printing anything, are we? We are probably going to click and save it straight to our Google Drive. So you could totally do that. So you can print it straight to your Google Drive. You can get your citations, which you will absolutely need. And for your project, you will be using MLA, which is nicely enough the default here. You will use MLA and you will just highlight this and copy and paste that into, I would suggest having a Google Doc ready to copy and paste all of this information into. Okay. And you can translate it into other languages if that is easier for you. You can actually listen to it and then you can take the font up, make it larger. Oops, let me close that so you can see. Or you can take it back down to normal. All right. Now, one other really interesting thing about this particular database is you can click on any word, you double click it, and it will give you the definition. It will also translate it into Spanish. So kind of a nice little perk there. But guys, that's one place to start. And you do need to define your project because although you may know a lot about it, remember that the audience you're sharing it with probably will not. So you're going to want to define it in simple terms for them. And Britannica Middle School is a really good place to start. Now, there are a lot of other options. We have so many different ebooks. We have the EBSCO ebook collection for K to 8. We have Gale ebooks here. We have GVRL, which is another collection of ebooks. So we have lots of them. But let's just say we want to start with some magazine and news articles, some multimedia things. Gale Context Middle School is another excellent one to search. And let's open this up and see what it looks like. Now, you could type in right here. If you want to get more detailed, you could go to advanced search. I'll do another video on that later. But let's say right now we are looking for food deserts. Now, not desserts, guys. I am specifically searching for food deserts here. And I click, and let's see what happens. Okay, not a lot, but there's some good stuff to work with here. I have 1 video, 7 audios, 24 magazine articles, 19 newspaper articles. I'm not seeing any books, and that might be a problem because I know I'm going to need some ebook options, right? But I can come down here and look and see what's available. Oh, this one would be interesting. Online shopping leaves food deserts behind. Your local desert food and drugstore, that one would not be what I'm looking for. But here, DC's food deserts, USDA works to address food deserts. All of those might be really, really interesting articles for me to look at. Okay, but let's say I really, truly need an ebook. I need a book source to go with this. So let's come back here. Now, I could search any one of these, but I want to show you kind of like it's almost like a cheat version, guys. I'm going to go into Gale Power Search right here. Now, when it says Power Search, it's not joking around. It is going to search every one of these databases all at the same time. This may be overwhelming in the amount of information you get, but let's see what happens. Food deserts, and I click. And there we go. Oh my goodness, that is a lot more. But most importantly, it has the book options that I need. So I'm going to search those. And right here, I can sort them. I'm going to sort them by the newest. I want the most current book possible. So I search by newest and check this out. One book is from 2020. This one is from 2019. And yeah, I could pull up all of these and see what we have. The 30 Days of Gas Station Food Experiment. That sounds really interesting. How urban agriculture can improve food security in US cities. Goes into obesity, more in urban agriculture. Guys, there's a lot here, and I would probably be able to find the information that I want. Now, like I said, this may also be too much. So if I were you, I would do the Gale Context Middle School search first, see what you find there, and then maybe move to the Power search. Now, let's say that you aren't entirely sure what you're doing yet. You have some ideas, but maybe you want to kind of feel it out a little bit more. Well, there are a couple in here that they're a little bit hidden. Under Reading and ELAR, and the same one is available under Social Studies, we have this awesome ProQuest SIRS issues researcher. I love this site. So you open this one up, and there we go. It gives you trending topics, editor's picks, but right here, need help choosing a topic. Oh my goodness, all sorts of stuff laid out for you right there. If you are interested in environment and science, look what you can pull up. Animal rights, global warming, endangered species. I was really interested in this one when I was looking earlier, fast fashion. I don't know if you've heard of this, but it's really a hot topic. So it defines the topic for you right here. You can read a full summary, and then it breaks it down into different viewpoints and also provides articles that go along with each of those viewpoints, guys. So this is really fantastic. It even gives you critical questions to look at. And there's a timeline. I mean, what more could you ask for? It's laid out a lot of the work for you and just gives you a really solid guide. Now, on the side here, you can save this to your Google Drive directly. You have your citations. You can print it if you actually need to print anything out, and you can even email it to yourself. Although I think your Google Drive would probably take care of that for you. Citations, it does load up in MLA8 first, and you can copy this directly into the Google Doc that you have. Or you can put it to EasyBib or Noodle Tools, but I'd say just hold on to this for right now. And again, a later date, I will show you how to build some great pages that you can keep track of all of your information on. But for right now, I'd suggest a Google Drive file, maybe a Google document to keep track of your citations. Okay, so coming back in here, you can click straight to ebooks right here. That will break it down to just the ebooks, so you aren't having to look all over on that page and try to find the correct ones. You can search each one of these individually. There are all sorts of different options. I'd recommend kind of digging in here and seeing what's available. But if you ever need to reset it, just come right back up here, secondary general resources, and that will reset you back to this first page. Okay. By the way, there are lots of other awesome little bits and pieces in here. So again, don't be afraid to dig into this page. MyBib is amazing if you have to create your own citations, and they're royalty-free images, all sorts of cool videos. There's so much here. But again, it might be too much. The ones you need to remember for right now, Britannica School Middle, Gale in Context Middle School, and I would say Gale Power Search if you need a little bit more. Okay? Thank you very much. I hope that was helpful.